And then the dad tells me that his son has an absolutely horrific driving record.
It came back that your credit score was actually 460. We're not getting any calls back from the bank, unfortunately.
What are you talking about, dude?
He put a deposit down before checking insurance. That's confidence you usually only see right before a bad decision.
We had a kid coming in here. He was like, oh, I saw you guys lowered the price on the Scat Pack. I want to take it home. We fill out the credit application, get his approval going. He likes the numbers. He likes the payment. Everything works out for him. The only hiccup we had with this whole deal is that he didn't have insurance at the time of purchase. We don't release any vehicle at a dealership if you don't have full coverage insurance, because if anything happens, it's the dealer that's at fault. I explained this to him. I'm like, hey man, you need to get full coverage insurance since you're financing the vehicle. He's like, okay, but I don't want anyone to beat me on the car.
This car seems to draw in the same type of people. Big dreams, tiny budget, and absolutely no interest in doing the math first. They don't start with the insurance quote. They don't start with the credit score. They start with the car first and act shocked when the numbers don't play along.
I'm like, what we can do for this one time is I'll go ahead and take $1,000 deposit towards your down payment. We'll sign the contract with the finance company, get everything basically done. I'll give you 3 days to do it. On the third day, I'm waiting for this kid to come in here and basically finalize everything, get everything wrapped up. He brings his dad, and his dad just comes into the office yelling. He's like, oh, give me my money back. You guys took advantage of my kid. And I talked to him. I'm like, hey man, what's going on? And he's like, oh, well, you guys are trying to force him to buy this car. I need the money back because you guys are trying to take advantage of him. He's just a kid and doesn't know what he's doing. I'm like,
this sounds less like the dealer taking advantage of him, and more like regret finally showing up. He picked the car, he got the insurance quote, the numbers got ugly. Now dad is here trying to turn buyer's remorse into somebody else's fault.
What do you mean he doesn't know what he's doing? He was here at the dealership for like 2 hours filling out paperwork. He basically told us,
please hold this vehicle and don't sell it. Let me get your insurance and I'll come back and get it.
And I'm like, where's the confusion in that? And then the dad tells me that his son has an absolutely horrific driving record, and he's required by the state of Oregon to get the SR22 coverage. SR22 plus a full coverage insurance, that was putting him at $1,150 a month just to drive the car. That's just for insurance. And I told him, that's crazy. That's super, super high. But at the end of the day, your son already had the driving record before coming into the dealership and should have taken that into account before signing legal documents that he was going to purchase a car.
The insurance quote tells you everything. They looked at the driving record and priced it like a future accident. That's not the dealer taking advantage of them. That's the insurance company recognizing the pattern.
The dad ends up telling me that he used to be a dealer back in the past, and that basically since he didn't take delivery of the vehicle, there was no way we could force him to purchase the car. And I let him know, you know what, you are 100% correct, and I'm going to refund your money, but I want to ask you this. What would have happened if your son came in here, gave him $1,000 down towards the vehicle, and we agreed to hold it for 3 days, but the next day I have a customer with $23,000 cash in his pocket, and I sell it to the other guy instead, and then when your son comes in, I tell him the other guy came in with $23,000 cash in his pocket, and I ended up deciding to sell it to him. Here's your $1,000 back.
He's young, the car is fast, and the insurance company already thinks he's a problem. That is not a great combination. There might be a time for a Scat Pack. It's probably after the driving record stops scaring people.
I would have been in a legal responsibility to undo everything because I had a signed agreement to sell the vehicle to your son. When I said that, the dad was like, oh, you guys are trying to take advantage of him? You guys are shady dealers, but never come back here. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna give you your money back. I just want to let you know that the ones that messed up here wasn't us. It was your son who's 22 years old and you're still treating him like a baby. Here's your check back towards your down payment. And please, if your son ever comes back, make sure you're with him because I don't want to go through this whole situation again.
The whole situation should have ended before the deposit. Check the insurance first, check the driving record first. Check to make sure the car actually makes sense first. The quote didn't create the problem, it exposed it.
Hi James, yeah, I can actually, I was meaning to call you. I just talked to the wife. I'll be down there and be able to pick it up at like 3.
Yeah, hey man, so I do have some news for you. So,
oh, great.
Were you familiar with what your credit score was?
Yeah, were you able to give me that 6%, 5%?
I wasn't. Reason, huh? Yeah, no, I wasn't.
7?
No.
No?
So actually he didn't even, I'm not allowed to know that information.
I bet he didn't check his credit before trying to get approved. So now the salesman gets to introduce him to reality. Perfect timing. Let the dealership find out your credit score before you do.
But it came back that your credit score was actually 460. We're not getting any calls back from the bank, unfortunately.
What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, your credit score is 460. Were you aware of that?
You sure I gave you the right social?
I'm pretty sure, man.
Dude, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm not too sure of what's going on right now.
Well,
and I
I'll tell you
understand
one
life
thing.
happens. Seriously, I understand.
I tell you
life
one
hit-
thing, that the other dealership said they're able to get me done. So
Acting surprised by low credit score is ridiculous. That number didn't just appear. It reflects payments, balances, and decisions already on file. So when the approval gets ugly, that's not a surprise. That's your credit history doing exactly what credit history does.
Did they run your credit?
no,
They didn't.
why does it matter?
I mean, it does matter. It's
If,
not.
if
Listen,
they,
man,
they
if it
said
was
they'd
up
get
to
me done, they'll get me done.
If it was up to me, man,
What are you talking about?
I would want you driving off today. But unfortunately,
Dude, what the-
I don't have any control over that, and it's all the bank's decision. You know,
I got $750 down, dude.
I possibly could help you, man. Is there anybody that could co-sign for you? Family, mom, dad, a
What are you
friend,
talking
maybe?
about?
The other dealer says they can get it done. Of course, they can say that before seeing the credit. Maybe they can get it done. But with bad credit, approved just means the interest rate is going to be brutal.
I've never had a co-signer in my life.
Well, that's
Well-
that, or about like 80% down is going to be able to get the job done, man.
I'm over this conversation, James. You can take that truck, and I don't even want it.
All right, Bo.
I
Hopefully,
I hope it catches on fire.
if things change in the future, by all means, man.
No,
You know, I'm here to take care of you. So
you piece of shit, scammer, piece of.
I,
The frustration makes sense. Nobody wants to hear the deal probably won't work. But getting upset at the salesman doesn't change the credit file. He's not blocking the approval. He's just explaining why the bank is.
Hey, then I think I have a little bit of a situation happening right now in the showroom, so I do need your help right now.
You need to be pretty good with solutions, not problems.
Sorry.
What's going on?
So this customer called in from Maryland. She didn't ask any other questions aside from, is the car available? I said yes, so she came. 3 hours later, test drove the vehicle. She loves the car. She did tell me that she wants to finance under her business.
The second someone says, "Can I put it under my business?" I have questions. Because sometimes that means smart accounting. And sometimes that means the business name is there to distract from the low credit score.
So I asked her if she has established credit history within her business. And she said no, she never established anything at all.
That's going to be impossible.
Pretty much. However, she wants us to try it anyways to maybe see if something's going to happen. So I told her, we can try it, but can you co-sign for the business? She said no.
If there's no established credit history, I know what the answer's going to be.
She seems very upset that I told her that. So I still want to give it a shot, you know.
The business has no established credit, so putting the car under the business doesn't magically solve anything. It just gives the bank less history to work with. And if there's no track record there, they're still going to want someone real behind the loan.
I was at
Yeah,
home.
of course.
Yeah.
No, of course. I'm going to submit it. As I suspected, red X's everywhere. Why is she so against going on as a PG?
So she says she's going through a lot of personal things. So her credit, she said, is very shot.
Okay.
So I assume that's more than likely the reason why she doesn't want to co-sign.
Okay, so that kind of kills my next plan, is to try to convince her to do it as a PG. But commercial lending is a whole different animal, right? It's a lot more strict. There's a lot more guidelines. There's a lot more rules and regulations on it. So if you're doing the financing under the business,
Her credit is shot, so the business idea starts making a lot more sense. Not because it's some genius financial strategy, but because bad credit sounds a little bit better when you put a business name in front of it.
and you're personally guaranteeing it, if the business doesn't have any established credit history, you better have A1 credit, because otherwise they're just not going to do it. Either we can do it under her personal name. If she has a partner that's an officer of the business, they have good credit, we could do it under them. So I don't want to say there are no options, but it's likely going to have to go under as a personal auto loan.
Okay.
So
I'll do my best. I'll see if she could do it with just her name.
yeah,
She might still try it under her own name, but if the credit is already shot, that usually only ends one way: a bad approval, bad terms, and a deal that technically gets done but should have been left alone.
I mean we kind of don't have another option, to be
I agree,
honest.
yeah. Okay. All right, then. So I think I convinced her to do the credit application.
Okay. Yeah, she drove 3 hours.
Right. So I told her there might be a chance, let us do our job as professionals and go from there. So
Let me take a look at the credit. She's a 530 score. Her income is strong. Pays her big bills on time. This is going to be an uphill battle. Like I said, she drove 3 hours. We have to at least give it a
Absolutely.
shot. So let me submit it. I want somehow, some way, I got an approval for you.
what, 10,000 down?
She pays the big bills on time, that's good. But credit doesn't only care about the big bills. It also cares about the little ones you let slide. A credit report doesn't grade on effort.
No, believe it or not, we got it done with the 2000 that she submitted it.
There's no way. How?
I stopped trying to figure out what banks do what when they do it a long time ago. That's why I submit everything. You know, if you send me a credit app, I'm going to submit it.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. I agree. But everything has to match up. So the income has to match up. Time on the job has to match up. If anything's off, it could completely kill the deal. So
They got it approved, great, but notice how we never heard the terms. No rate, no payment, no total cost. Just approved like the word magically makes the deal good. That's convenient. Because sometimes the approval is the easy part. The terms are where the bad decisions hide. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.